Hello there folks, I do hope you're all well. Now look folks, this isn't for you. This one is not for you at all. This is for an old friend of mine, I say old friend of mine, who I've not seen him for many a year now, many a year. Young chap called David, old David Andrews, more commonly known to his mates as Sparks. Nothing to do with the band, nothing to do with them at all, but an old friend of mine. You've heard the story about my first ever concert, folks. My first ever concert was to see Thin Lizzy in 75 or 76. He would know the exact year. He's more on the ball than me. His memory will be better than mine for all he's slightly older. I went with Sparks and two young ladies. Nothing in it at all. Don't worry about that. But anyway, not seen Sparks for a number of years. I think he's meeting up today with some old friends of mine. I can't be there. He will know why. I'm not going to discuss it on here at this moment in time, but I can't be there. But there's something I thought I'll record this for Sparks. There's something been bothering me for 25 to 30 years now. This seems weird, doesn't it, folks? It does 25 or 30 years. But I've got a personal message for Sparks after something I heard that came from him 25 or 30 years ago. And I want to clear something up. As I say, he's met a few friends of mine. He lives miles away now. I think Norwich way, last I heard. I've not seen him for many a year. I think he lives Norwich way. He comes home from time to time. And all the lads get together, and I can't, as I say, it's a bit political, more about that further down the line. And I think they were meeting today. I'd love to have been there, but can't be. Now, I don't know how long he's in Warrington for. I might be here a few more days. If he is, here's an invite, Sparks, for a pint. I'll meet you anywhere in and around Warrington in the next few days and gladly buy you a pint, or even two. Not a problem at all. No doubt you'll be meeting the lads who are going back today or tomorrow. That's normally the way from what I'm told. But if you're around for a few days, I'd love to get out with you. If not, this is the crux of the message. This is the message in one Sparks. I'm out in the Hawthorne, 15, 20 years ago now, and I'm in there with the Barb. And the Barb's had a few, and it's getting late now. It's the old karaoke night on a Saturday night. And I go into the bar side because someone said the Barb was in there, and I've not seen him for a while, and I love the Barb, no problems with the Barb at all. And we sat down and we're having a drink, and I was out seeing Sparks last week. He said Sparks was home. I said, oh right, great. How did it go? He said, fine. He said, your name come up. I said, mine? Why is that? He said, he was on about when he had that fight with you know who. We're not going to mention it here, no reason to, over that young girl. We're not going to mention her name. We'll just say Pat. We won't mention the last name. He said, he mentioned when he had that fight at the Marco. Oh, aye, yeah. He said, and he was saying that while he was fighting with you know who, you kicked him 2-1. I said, no, not me. He said, you did? He said. And Dave jumped in and helped the other fella. I said, no, I never. I said, I think I remember us going outside to look near the end of it, but I don't know if we did. But if anybody will have jumped in, it'll have been my best mate. Wrongly, it'll have been my best mate, and I don't like to call me best mate because he's dead many years ago now. It'll be John. It'll be John Robert. Mr. Lawton, it will have been himself. I said, because at the time, he thought Sparks was out of order. I said, now the deal was, Sparks was seeing this Pat, who was going with the fella Sparks was fighting with, and they had a fight over her. But to my mind, Pat was probably more at fault than Sparks was, because she was the one in the relationship. Anyway, that's by the by, that doesn't matter. But I said, there's no way on God's green earth I did kick or would have kicked Sparks. Absolutely no chance. Now at that time when he heard it, and for say 10 years thereafter, my brother, who at one time I used to speak to and used to care something about, used to say, listen, kid, I know you've not done that. I just know you wouldn't do it. Let me just say this to you, Sparks. Regardless of what you think, I swear on everything I believe in, for all I can't remember even coming outside, I would not have kicked you while you're down or kick you at all. No matter what you think, it will not have been me. And the reason I wouldn't do it is I've never bullied anybody my whole life. And I mean my whole life. I wouldn't have done it. I couldn't have done it. And I didn't think, although you were fighting, you were in the wrong at the time. But I'll tell you another reason I've never done it. As I say, I've never bullied anybody. I was bullied for about 2 years, as you're probably aware, by Azza. And I think bullies are the lowest of the low. In the end, I sorted Azza out, never a problem again. I've never been bullied since or before, and I would never stand for it. I don't care how big a person is or who they are, I'll just banjo them. And even if they beat me up, every time they beat me up, I'll banjo them, and that'll just stop them doing it, because that's how bullies work. If you hit them back and hurt them, they stop doing it. I've been bullied once, never since. I've never bullied a soul. I have been involved in a fight 3 or 4 against 1, that is true. But in this instance, I was the one. It was 3 or 4 against me. Luckily, it only lasted 30 or 40 seconds. Maybe a bit of an error with the people that I was with, because I was protecting some girls, and luckily the people in the shop, I think it was a McDonald's, some of them come to my rescue because I would have ended up getting beaten up. I didn't, as it turned out. I put a couple of them away, I think, or hurt them. But I never got beat up. I would have done 3 or 4 against one. I'd have had no chance. But I've never, ever bullied anyone. And the other thing is, Sparks, the fellow that you was fighting, him and his brother, on the back of me being bullied, him and his brother and the guy that bullied me beat my dad up about 4 or 5 years earlier. Now, you wouldn't think I still remain friends with them. I did to an extent. I mean, it's a weird world, isn't it? My brother ended up marrying the sister of these 2 brothers. But there's no way on God's green earth, if you were fighting one of those brothers, I would have took their side over you. Not after they'd knocked my dad about. Absolutely no way at all. And that's a bit embarrassing, mentioning to you about my dad getting knocked about. It's not embarrassing. He was an older fellow. He was handy enough fellow, but he was taking 3 lads on. One who was a bully and 2 brothers. No one's going to win 3 against 1. Nobody. But at that time, I couldn't fight my bully myself, and my dad tried to go and sort him out. Not to beat him up, but to warn him off, and got jumped. So, absolutely no chance, Sparks. You keep thinking it. You even think that after I've sent you this message, you can think that for the rest of your days. But I swear to God, I did not kick you. I did not get involved in any fight against you, or would not have done it. And my brother, who I used to be close to, always said the same. He might say different now, but at the time he said the same. But I've not got a minute for my brother because he's no good. You don't know it yet, but I do. So that's a message to you, Sparks. But I've not seen you for many years. I used to really like you. It'd be nice to catch up again. If you want to go and have a pint, I'd love to buy you a pint. We can talk more about that incident and your thoughts on it. But whatever you tell me won't matter because I know I didn't do it. But I'm willing for you to tell it me. And we can talk about anything else, Thin Lizzy or anything for that matter. So, if you're interested, I'm going to send a voice message to Steve, to old Steve. I believe he's with you today. You're all having a drink. He might play it tonight. I'll get him to leave you my phone number. And you can either message me or phone me over the next few days. I can let you know what it's all about. And I can tell you that this video is on here, on my channel. And you can watch it, my friend. You can watch it. But me, did I kick you? No. Absolutely. 110%. Not that there's such a thing, but no. 110% my old friend. No chance. Never, ever in my lifetime of 60 plus years have I ever bullied anybody. I wouldn't do it. It's not me.